I'll give you a few minutes to come in here. I didn't announce this, so it's kind of a pop-up live. But I wanted to talk about the new moon in Pisces coming in 2 days on the 10th. This is a really interesting new moon, and of course it precedes the coming full moon eclipse, which is huge. I mean huge in terms of personal evolution and really seeing how we can properly, balance our own needs with another so we can successfully have, cooperation or relationship or harmony. But this particular new moon is, something that's preparatory when it comes to those themes there. Oh, you can really see my fever blister. My whole family is like the family of fever blisters and cold sore. My mom is the worst. Like a little tiny bit of stress, her whole face will break out in like one giant cold sore. But, I have a date on Friday. Hopefully it's going to go away. Pray for my fever blister, everybody. So, well, that kind of fits in to the theme of the new moon. Ha ha ha. Perfection. Pisces is about perfection. It's about the ideal. And we can really strive for that with Neptune, with Pisces. Because, Pisces, it represents what is not yet fully here. The biggest potential. What it is that we strive for, that we would really like to see in a perfect world. And we are planting some seeds, because that's the way what we do at the new moon. We're planting some seeds related to what are some of the ideals that we would like to bring into reality. And we don't do that through wishful thinking. We do that through work. We do that through perseverance. We do that through change. There's myriad things that are required to bring a dream to life. And we are going to plant those seeds. Pisces also represents endings. So we have the new moon, which represents a beginning in the sign of endings. And so we have the end, because the end always implies a beginning. Death brings birth. The darkness brings the dawn. Cycles within cycles. That's what we study within astrology. We have the end to what we thought would be. We have the end to what was untrue. We have the end to heartbreak. We have the end to delusion. We have the end to the facade. An end to what is fake. And we plant new seeds of transparency. What is plain? What is honest? What is true? Pisces has two sides. Every sign has two potentials. Within Pisces, we have clarity, transparency, or the other potential, lies, fog, and Pisces can be a sign that is so heartbreaking. And it can be a sign where we have the most joyful and complete union. But every sign has two potentials. And what seeds are you going to sow? Are they going to be seeds of deceit? Or will they be seeds that yield healthy results? Because our actions, what we do, that is the fruit of our mind. And we are defined by our actions, not our ideals. Our ideals can help us to elevate our actions. It's what we want to be. It's the vision. The vision that we aspire to. We all want to be better, don't we? But we have to realize that sometimes we miss the mark. And our actions speak louder than our words. And they can speak louder than our ideals. So, they're seeds of transparency, seeds of honesty, seeds of greater compassion, seeds that will help us to deal with shame overall. This is a very interesting month when it comes to the collective. Pisces is the collective. It's what is spiritual. It is what is ultimately connected. And we have stirrings within the collective when it comes to authenticity. Because we cannot go in to the age of Aquarius with the same thinking that we currently have. Our thinking and the way that we conduct our personal lives must change on an individual basis before we can come into what is termed the new earth, the age of Aquarius. We have to change at a personal level if we want to see the changes in society that we really, really want to see. That will never happen. The collective crap will not be cleaned up or changed if we are not willing to take responsibility and make those changes personally. We have to be the change that we want to see. And that's not just in our public life, because Pisces is what happens behind the scenes. Are you what you profess yourself to be? Are you the real deal? Are you what you say you are? Do your actions prove it? Or are you sowing seeds of deceit? Pisces has two potentials. So we need to be really, really honest with ourselves about what we do. Because what you do is what you are. And if what you do is different from what you say you are or what you think you are, you've got a problem with hypocrisy. We all deal with some amount of hypocrisy in our personality. All of us have some degree of being this and that at the same time. Wanting this, but also wanting that. We all deal with inner conflicts. But we have to look at how hurtful is that? Because we often don't know what we're doing in Pisces. There's a veil. We can be telling ourselves one thing and doing another. And there's the other potential that it's just open. It's just transparent. It is what it is. That's the rarer side of Pisces and Neptune. For the most part, I think we err on the side of deceit, because that's just the nature of what it is to be human. Sometimes we get it right, though. Sometimes we get clarity. That's what we need to be sowing the seeds of clarity, transparency, and ultimately honesty with ourselves about ourselves. Because we are purging cycles of toxic shame. As Neptune goes through Pisces and Pluto goes through Aquarius and then through Pisces, we have a lot of karmic cycles. We have a lot of reasons why we're tearing each other apart and destroying the planet and being idiots and not being able to form intimate, close, satisfying attachments to each other. All of these reasons, all of these things are coming up, and it's crunch time when it comes to solving our problems. Personally, this is what we see with Pluto and Neptune, is these long-term cycles that seek to include as many people into the system. These are inclusive, ultimately inclusive planets. So it's a really interesting new moon. I think a lot of us we're going to be letting go of what we really thought that we wanted, but we saw it was an illusion. We're going to be letting go of what we really, really thought was the dream, that or the person or the relationship or the situation or condition that could complete us, that could bring us the kind of joy or the kind of connection that we really wanted. We're going to be seeing through a lot of the stories that we've told ourselves about what we must be missing. What is elusive? What are we chasing? We're going to be seeing through a lot of our own bullshit. And that makes it so easy to see through others. When you really know yourself, other people become very apparent. When you become transparent, other people become very apparent. So I'll take just a couple of questions here, and then I think I am going to log off, and I will pop in with you guys tomorrow, most likely. So hold on. Self-made. Pluto in the 8th in Scorpio, trine Pisces ascendant. Well, Pluto trine to the ascendant is actually one of the better aspects for it to be in. So we're going to be projecting that power, which really emanates from the 8th house. Projecting our personal power and magnetism, how we warn people. Projecting that in your demeanor, in your body language, and how you initially present yourself to the world, because that's what the ascendant means. Presenting that in a way that's not intimidating. It's just enough to communicate your power and to command the kind of respect that we really want. So it's not too much. We're not being fearful. It's not intimidating. And it's a commanding, sexy vibe that we put out. And it is a don't mess with me kind of vibe, because you can feel Pluto come in the room with people when it is in aspect to the ascendant or personal planets. There is a practiced either sexiness or a natural magnetism that is there. If it's in aspect to personal planets, there's usually something practiced to it. But it does tend to be something that is just a natural part of how we present ourselves to the world at large when it is in a trine to the ascendant. So it's not a bad thing to have going on. All right, so I am going to wrap up for today. I will pop in at some point tomorrow, and I'm going to pop over onto Instagram. At this point, hit Instagram really fast, chat over there really quick, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I don't know, some point maybe in the earlier afternoon. So